I'll get dressed up for you, Cardi.
Yeah. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Lakewood City Council meeting for this Monday, December 1st, 2025. Madam Clerk, if you'd please call the roll.
Councilmember Bell. Here. Councilmember Boki. Here. Councilmember Brandstetter. Councilmember Lauricella.
Here.
Councilmember Pearson.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Moss. Here. And Mayor Whalen.
Present.
You have a quorum.
Thank you very much. And now if you'd please stand and join me in first a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And tonight, the moment of silence in this, our first council meeting following the 16th anniversary of the terrible tragedy in which we lost 4 of our Lakewood police officers. I'd ask us to stand in silence to remember Sergeant Mark Reniger, Officer Tina Griswold, Officer Ronnie Owens, and Officer Greg Richards. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, again, thank you all for joining us tonight. I wanted to take a little mayoral personal privilege along with council members Mike Brandstetter and Deputy Mayor Moss to reflect a bit again on this anniversary of the 16th year following the tragedy of our officers that Sunday after Thanksgiving, some 16 years ago. I was asked to write a reflection on my own 16 years of service this past week for the new Cascadia yet to be hitting the skids following the incredible service of Ben Sclair in the Suburban Times. And as I started to write that document, the very first paragraph was a reflection on what Mike and Mary and I experienced as part of our very first official duty as newly electeds in November 2009. In that particular election, Mike, Mary, and I were elected to our first of 4 terms on the Lakewood City Council. As we all know, that Sunday following Thanksgiving, Lakewood suffered the unthinkable when 4 of our own officers were ambushed and killed in a shooting at a Parkland coffee shop. Our first official event was to attend their memorial service, where we shared the pain and grief of loss with their families, with members of our police department, city staff, fellow council members, and the entire Lakewood community. And I can only speak for myself. I'll allow Mike and Mary to comment in a moment. But for me, it was a defining moment. In that instant, our differences mattered less than what we had in common. And above all, community mattered with a capital C. As Claudia Thomas, our longtime mentor, would often instruct us all, there indeed is unity in community. I believe over these past 16 years, our efforts as a council have been focused on creating a better sense of community. Sometimes we fail, sometimes we succeed, sometimes folks notice, oftentimes they don't. But the effort and the intent and the commitment has always been there. So, Mike, any thoughts you have on this occasion? I think it's important for the 3 of us, for the 2 of us, this is our last time to address this. I open the floor for you.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Mayor. You know, I want to say when you get elected to the city council and you're getting ready to do that. You're finishing uh, a campaign of where you've talked about what you want to do and get done. And the tragedy that happened just a couple of weeks after the election concluded, and thrust us into a series of not yet official but unofficial roles of helping the community cope and deal, and of working with the existing council for that month to lead up to it, and then in the aftermath to do that. It set a tone that service, community service is really has to do about with the people in the community, and and while as a council member there are things you statutorily have to do that deal with budgets and other things that it emphasized to me that the role on the council was the expectation in the community was one of leadership, okay, and of helping to do that, and in the matter of this case to do that, and over the 16 years since, that has been something that I have looked at multiple events and opportunities both throughout the years, but also throughout given years, of a way to help remember that. I mean, I know I was extremely proud that the school district, in their effort in engaging the community regarding the naming of an elementary school, chose the Four Heroes name in recognition of those folks. I think that we have seen, a community that is learned that they can work through a tragedy, okay, together, okay, and be able to go and do that. So, it's like you, Mayor, it was a signature event that set a tone for public service, not just for me, but I think this set a tone for the kind of public servants that the community desires. And I think it has set a tone given the four officers themselves and their specific histories that have set a tone for police officers in our community, and the relationship of police officers with the community that has served us well. And I'm thankful that there is nothing of that magnitude that has happened in the ensuing 16 years.
Agreed. Thank you. Deputy Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's true, November 2009 was our first official duty. I could not believe what was happening in our community. We were all full of disbelief. I still think of the families that are left behind. They will always be in our thoughts and in our hearts. And I wonder who could have been so heartless to harm innocent people that was just preparing for the duties of the day. I still don't understand that. My heart is and always will be heavy thinking of the loss we faced that terrible day. They will never be forgotten, and I pray we never face that again. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and thank you for the indulgence for allowing us to have a brief bit of memory, especially from the two of us who are leaving and won't be able to express that this time next year. So before we move to proclamations and presentations, which include the swearing-in ceremony of our municipal court judge, we're first going to seek to amend the order of the agenda to consider new business in the form of motion 2025-86 in advance of the proclamation and presentation portion of tonight's agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor of modifying the agenda to consider motion 2025-86 in advance of proclamations and presentations signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion to amend the order of agenda has passed. We now move to motion 2025-86. Madam Clerk.
Motion number 2025-86, confirming the appointment of Timothy Lewis as Lakewood Municipal Court Judge and authorizing the execution of an agreement for municipal court judge services.
For this, we have our city manager, Doug Russell.
Mayor, Deputy Mayor, City Council, before you is the four-year agreement for our municipal court judge, Timothy Lewis. In this contract, moving that position to a full-time FTE. That's been in consultation with the cities of DuPont and Stellacom as well. They partner with us on this contract. This does extend it out for another 4 years, as I mentioned earlier, because we've reached the expiration of the original contract. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions, but recommend the approval of the contract before you.
Any questions of Mr. Russell? Seeing none, do I have a motion to adopt motion 2025-86?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Pearson, seconded by the Deputy Mayor, that we adopt motion 2025-86. Any further discussion? All I can comment is gratitude for a job well done and a court that is functioning incredibly well. And thank you, Judge Lewis, for your steadfast professional commitment to doing the role of municipal court judge. We look forward to confirming your appointment and having you in for another 4 years. It's kind of almost like a sentence we're giving you. You know, we're sentencing you to 4 more years here with the Lakewood City Council and municipal court. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion 2025-86 has been adopted. We now move to proclamations and presentations section of tonight's agenda. First is the swearing in ceremony of Tim Lewis as Lakewood's municipal court judge. Judge Lewis, if you'd meet me at the front. I'll bring a pen because you got to sign it too. Repeat after me. I, Timothy Lewis, solemnly swear or affirm I will support the Constitution of the United States, Constitution of the State of Washington. I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of judge in this court of the city of Lakewood. According to the best of my ability. Done here. Again, 4 years is greater than a misdemeanor. It is. That will work. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your service. You bet. You bet. Did he already head out? We were gonna have a photograph. Oh, let's come on up and have a quick photograph. Do we have a photographer now? So we do. Aha, there's Sylvie. All right, Judge Lewis, sorry about that. It says, please allow for photograph, and I try to follow instructions. Yes. Oops. Next, we have the Larry Saunders Service Award presentation by our friends at the Lakewood Community Foundation Fund. And so would Bob Warfield come on up, who will present the 2025 Larry Saunders Service Award. And again, don't leave because we will have a photograph after this, so.
Has it really been 16 years? If memory serves, Doug Richardson was the mayor and Brett Farrar was chief of police. I think, I'm not sure.
Doug was the mayor for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mike Zorro Brett was chief at the time, yeah. Mike spoke, but Brett was the chief.
Well, this is a good time for me to preface my remarks by acknowledging another extraordinary mayor of Lakewood, Mayor Whalen. You have borne the robes of responsibility with great distinction, and I thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
And distinguished council members and citizens. Good evening. And also City Manager Russell and our great city clerk, Brianna Schumacher, citizens of Lakewood. I am Bob Warfield, one of 9 directors for the Lakewood Community Foundation Fund. And we are here tonight to present the Larry Saunders Service Award, honored again for participation by Sally Saunders, Larry's can-do lioness, Rotary wife, and our stalwart friend. This is a civic partnership for Lakewood with thanks also to the 2025 Awards Recognition Committee, Tim Vatter of Light Curve, president of the Lakewood Chamber of Commerce, represented community, council member Ryan Pearson, represented the city, and Peggy Kennel, the Lakewood Community Foundation Fund. Assisting always, Brianna Schumacher, directing traffic. Larry Saunders is an extraordinary fellow whom many of us remember fondly. And this is an annual award presented online through the Lakewood Foundation org mid-year to honor our memory, the memory of Larry Saunders, and to recognize one Lakewood person, family, or organization for their extraordinary service to community. The online form is available every July. Larry Saunders stands out as a rare and remarkable community leader, worthy of legend. With Sally at his side, Larry's 40-year career of distinguished military service and law enforcement provided the founding experience to organize our Lakewood Police Department. Making Lakewood home, the Saunders family brightened our community and schools with creative hands-on participation among our neighborhoods and civic organizations, to which Larry then and Sally still have shown boundless devotion. Tonight, for the third occasion, we have two awards. This is the 9th presentation of Larry Saunders Service Award. The first award is to Ben Sclair, publisher of our marvelous Suburban Times, which I think we all miss greatly. With a grant going to the Rose Murphy Endowment, established from Keep Lakewood Beautiful funds to improve the public space of Lakewood. That fund is continuing to grow toward its $500,000 objective before it becomes active as one of our endowments. The second award is to Deputy Mayor Mary Moss, 37 years of community service and founding the Lakewood Multicultural Coalition with a grant there too. And the first award will be presented tonight, are emceed by Walter Neary, journalist, author, historian, alert citizen, and willing friend to most of the people in this chamber. He stands among the front rank of cultural icons of the Lakewood community, forever serving constructive civic endeavor, urban planning vision, historical record, informing social and cultural interest, and stimulating neighborhood presence. From local journalism and cut and paste editing before Lakewood was a city, Walter brings scholarship and authority to the importance of informed democracy. I am pleased and grateful to welcome Walter Neary to handle the first presentation.
Well, good evening. I am the face of the mastermind. It was actually Bob Warfield. The Suburban Times had been cold for like 2 hours, and Bob said, we got to nominate Ben Sclair for the Larry Saunders Award. And most of us were just in denial or panic or, oh, I can talk Ben out of it. I got charm. I'll get him to go back in. But it was Bob. This is why we have cityhood, is people like Bob campaigned for that and had the presence of mind to think we need to honor Ben. What he did was an extraordinary accomplishment in history. And I want to just briefly run through that because this is a historic moment. This is unusual. And I'll try to briefly explain why. I have to note this meeting began with some very powerful reflections by the mayor. And it's interesting you began by saying you were writing something and that helped to shape your reflection. The act of writing is important. You know, even the act of recording a video is composing, you know, and for 20 years, people in our community, in Steilacoom and DuPont, University Place, have been writing and reflecting thanks to the platform that Ben created. Ben is unique, and that's what's historic about this. There are a lot of people who have published things for 20 years. That's not news, right? For hundreds of years, there have been people who said, dug in, I'm gonna run a newspaper, a media outlet. They all fell into 3 categories, none of which apply to Ben. The first was some of them wanted to make money. You know, they had to earn a living. They wanted to support the family, right? And Ben, I mean, yeah, he charged advertising, but, and those of you who read the nomination, I did the math about this, the hours he put in. You know, he might have been able to take Deb to Applebee's a couple times. There may have been some months, years when he could take her to Zesties, but you know, that was not, he could have taken that time and earned a lot more money, and he chose not to. The second thing that motivates a lot of people, and I fall in this category, is ego. You want to see your own words in writing. Yeah, you'll help everybody else, but I have opinions too. Now, it's good to express opinions. I'm glad you all do. Ben didn't write anything. He created the platform. That was it. That is unusual. The third category is the quiet publisher who has an agenda. You think Jeff Bezos bought the Washington Post to set the editorial policy? Yeah. And there are plenty of publishers in the history of journalism who advanced a particular political agenda. This whole objectivity thing is kind of new. And Ben did not do it for the money. He didn't do it to push an agenda. He was open to everybody in this platform. This is unique. Now, the last few years, we're starting to see more of these nonprofit models. It's a little less unique. But 20 years ago, he was way the heck ahead of his time. So I got to say that this man accomplished something really special and unusual. I think back to Larry Saunders. He was always doing more. Ben was always doing more. It wasn't anywhere as easy as he made it look. And I have a lot of respect for you, Ben, and I'm happy you're receiving this award. What are we doing here? Here we go. I don't like those. I did something. Ben, I think you get to come here and receive this. The man who loves the spotlight so much gets to have it again. You look amazing. We have a round of applause for Mr. Ben. But does Ben want to make, I think Ben might want to you want to say something?
You can either do it now or later, or both.
Well, that's true. There's going to be a problem. You tell me, you
Oh.
can do it later. I want to do it later.
Okay,
Sounds good.
that's fine. Give me a minute to think of something.
Exactly. There you go. Bob, do you want to do individual photos or for both nominees at once? What your preference? What would you like? Very good. Why don't we go for second one then? Absolutely.
Walter, thank you. Our second award is for Deputy Mayor Mary Moss. Perhaps no other person in Lakewood has emblematic association with honored outreach encompassing our city and surround, including neighborhood, JBLM, long-serving our city council, elected by her peers as deputy mayor and capping a career of community service. Approaching 40 years, Mary is further distinguished as the founding president of Lakewood Multicultural Coalition. From the coalition website, one might get the impression that here's an organization having more fun than Lakewood Rotary. But the multicultural basket carries profound implication and responsibility. And here I ask respect and indulgence to comment briefly from my rooted experience. I grew up in the other Washington, D.C. during World War II. There was bonds, blackouts, rationing, bikes were one speed. At age 17, I joined the militaries. And that was 4 years of Coast Guard, a short stint, believe it or not, with the Merchant Marine before the U.S. Army. Previous service for that was being a Quaker, a Boy Scout, and joining the military with high school incomplete. DC, in case you didn't know, was and is a southern town. And Maryland is oddly a southern state. I feel compelled to add this personal note. We must wring the politics out of fundamental moral and social obligation. With clarity, DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, are not some woke discards. They're concepts of community about which trite, yelling disconnection carries no water. They are voices of inner lived experience calling individually upon us all to listen, to grow together, and to stand by each other. They are the Christmas, the Hanukkah, the Ramadan, the soulful journey that needs no creed and gifts without labels across the broad skirt of faith or no faith into the unnamed spiritually conscious journey of our common humanity. That, I pray, is the multicultural Lakewood, Washington, and America, striving for a world of social justice in celebration of this time, this life, and the common prosperity that we all must share for a world of civil accord. I hope my personal sentiments have not misrepresented the soulful life journey of our deputy mayor. Mary Moss most certainly has her own story to tell, and I am honored here tonight to present the Lakewood Community, the Larry Saunders Service Award to Deputy Mayor Mary Moss. And I would like the assistance in congratulating the founding president of Lakewood Multicultural Coalition for this presentation. I would be grateful for the assistance of our city clerk, Brianna Schumacher, who remains instrumental in making this award possible from year to year. Brianna, if you will, please join the conveyance of the award to Sally Saunders. And Mayor Whalen, if you would hand it over with Sally to, and Shane to our deputy mayor. Thank you. You may want to make some remarks.
Well, thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it. I am honored to accept this award. I've always admired the people that were receiving this award, and I always thought those are people that really love doing and helping others. But I never saw myself in that role. I do what I do from my heart and for the love of my community. It was never in my mind to be the recipient of an award for doing the things that I love to do, giving back to my community. So many people have helped me along the way, till I just wanted to make sure that I return the favor. I also want to thank my friend Judy Davis for nominating me as a nominee. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm happy to have some of my family members here with me tonight. I have my son, who tries to keep me in order, Michael, and my granddaughter, Lena, and my great-granddaughter, Shanoa. Thank you guys for coming out to be with me tonight. Appreciate that. To all of you that had a part in making the decision, I want to say to you, I am honored to be the recipient of your final choice. I never expected to do that, to receive this award, but I'm honored. And I appreciate my neighbor for coming out tonight. All of you, thank you so much. And thank you for the committee for the decision that you made. I think you made a great decision. Thank you.
Hey, clap, clap, clap. We both get hugs.
Yes. that's true.
Oh, well, you did get here in the middle. Over here. I'll
Yeah, we'll go up front, and then we'll get everybody up front for all of them.
them first.
You're supposed to be up here.
What are we doing?
Yeah, you guys go ahead with your family. Ben, if you want to take a picture. Yeah, you know, certainly can. You can wait till the very end and you have all the loot. Yeah. Text in the mail. Come on, Ben, if you guys want to do a photograph, you can do that. Post the photo in the Suburban Times if we had it. Okay, great. You're going to come up in just a second. Okay, next on the agenda, after we thank Bob and the Lakewood Community Foundation Fund and Sally and all the committee members who put in good work to nominate really well-deserving folks who have done incredible work in our community. So thank you for that. We next turn to a proclamation recognizing Ben Sclair and the Suburban Times. So Ben, if you join me up at the podium again. Pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
We've known each other a few years, I think.
Years.
Yeah, a couple years now. I think even more than 16.
Think so.
Well, we are pleased on behalf of the city of Lakewood here, the council, to present this proclamation to you for your incredible service to the community by, through the Suburban Times to all of us. Whereas Ben Sclair has been a dedicated and passionate advocate for the city of Lakewood, using his voice and platform to inform, connect, and inspire residents. And whereas as publisher of the Suburban Times, Ben Sclair has upheld the highest standards of community journalism, providing a consistent and reliable forum for local news and civic engagement. And whereas through Sclair's stewardship, the Suburban Times became a trusted source for sharing community voices, promoting local events, and ensuring residents stay connected to one another and their government. And whereas Ben demonstrated a commitment to fostering transparency and collaboration, going above and beyond to highlight stories, issues, and individuals that shape our community. And whereas Ben Sclair's efforts have contributed meaningfully to the social fabric of Lakewood, earning the respect and gratitude of community leaders and residents. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Lakewood City Council hereby recognizes and extends its sincere appreciation to Ben Sclair for his exceptional service to the Lakewood community, his enduring contributions to public dialogue, and his efforts to foster communication, connection, and civic pride through his work with the Suburban Times. Proclaim this first day of December 2025, all of us here in the Lakewood City Council. And Ben, congratulations and thanks for a job well done. They say, well done, good and faithful servant. You've done incredible work here.
Appreciate
So,
it.
yeah, there's that.
Very good.
And we have to give you our famous Lakewood coin that says cooperating together for the prosperity of Lakewood, which you have done yeoman's work to do. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Just to say something like that. I didn't start the Suburban Times to be here at this moment, much like Mary. I think the Suburban Times predates the iPhone, Facebook, Twitter, all the socials. I think I posted probably 30 to 40,000 stories from the community. None of them that I wrote. And at least that many comments, some of them even nice about what was going on in the community. It was a pleasure to do it. I was tired, so time for a new energy, and I'm really pulling for the Cascadian. I'll do anything I can to help them succeed, and we continue to have a voice in the community. So thank you very much for this. I appreciate it, and yeah, God bless.
We're gonna do one more photo, Ben. One more photo on the proclamation piece. It's for history, you know, just in case. And Deb can come on up because she's been part of the gig. Are you sure? All right. Oh, she's. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the proclamations or presentations. Always highlight. Understand. Such a wonderful all. The next turn to public comment. That's the section. Public comment is set by mail, by comments can be submitted by mail, regional exams, or to the clerk. Brianna Schumacher and 6086 South here, Lakewood, or via email at bschumacher@cityoflakewood.us. Comments received over the hour before the meeting have been provided.
I just lost my neck.
Mayor, we received written comments in advance of the meeting from Christina Minetti, Gary Oak Coalition. And Mayor, I'm going to ask for a brief moment. It looks like I lost my virtual connection to Zoom, so if I could ask for a minute to go ahead and restore that connection. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. The connection has been restored.
Very good. And just for the record, can you repeat the names of those who've submitted written comments in advance?
Mayor, the City Council received written comments in advance from Christina Minetti, Gary Oak Coalition.
Very good. Thank you. Please note tonight there is a public hearing. So any testimony that you may like to provide specific to that topic should be under the public hearing portion of the agenda. And just as a reminder, the public hearing tonight is on the amendments to the Lakewood Municipal Code related to the expansion of child care center locations. So if you're here to speak to that, please reserve your time for that portion of tonight's agenda. Other than that, members of the audience may comment on any item pertaining to city business under the public comment section. We ask that you please just state your name and residence for the record, and you'll be provided your 3 minutes to speak. Virtual